So now for the main event, the state of the city. Our next guest was born and raised in the city of Orange. He's a hometown boy. He went through Orange Unified School District system, lived in Orange his whole life, and is dedicated almost his whole life to public service. He is our mayor. I'd like to welcome Mayor Mark A. Murphy.
Ladies and gentlemen, due to circumstances beyond our control, the mayor's State of the City presentation may be delayed. The event will continue as soon as Mayor Murphy arrives.
Hey, welcome to the State of the City. I'll be there in a minute, okay? Wait a second. I forgot my notes. It's lucky we're at Chapman University with State of the City. They think of everything. They even provided me an assistant. Oh, Fu. Wow, good job, Fu. Can I have that? Thank you. Wait, I got something for you. Here you go. Enjoy that. Lots of memory. Talk to you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mayor Mark A. Murphy.
You thought you got lucky and got cocktails early, huh? Listen, I want to say thank you first and foremost to Chapman University and the Chamber. And I want to congratulate all the recognition today for all the award winners. Pretty amazing stories, and it's what makes Orange who they are today. You can give them a hand. Okay, well, I have to start with the most important things, and that's introducing my wife. And she's right down here close in the front, right? Where is she? Oh, she's in the VIP wing. Look at that. Vicki Murphy. We were married 25 years ago at Monarch Beach, so that's my favorite beach in the county in case anybody asks you, all right? Also, my mom, Lois, 93 years old last Thursday, and I'm allowed to say that. And finally, the first dog of Orange, Harley, is right up there in the wings as well, and he gave me the okay to work with food today. He's going to watch this on TV, he said. So I want to introduce you to folks that I think you know, the council, and they've been mentioned earlier, but I want to mention them again, and that is the Mayor Pro Tem, Kim Nichols, Councilmember Chip Monaco, Councilmember Ariana Barrios, Councilmember John Dimitru, Councilmember Kathy Tavaleras, and Councilmember Ana Gutierrez. I do want to take a moment and say that this will be sort of one of the final thank yous that we do for the Mayor Pro Tem and Councilmember Monaco, both of whom will be leaving the council during the next election. So I would like to just recognize them for their special extraordinary contributions as well. But all 7 of us work hard to look out for the quality of life and the best interests in the city of Orange. And so I wanted to be sure you had a chance to see their photos again. We have 2 other elected officials in Orange. And Pamela Coleman, I believe she's here. Are you here, Pamela? Okay. Yeah, there. See, you have to make a noise. I can't always see the point. But Pamela's here. Our city clerk keeps everything in line, archived, and positioned correctly for our motion forward. And then another proud Panther, class of 75. Once a Panther, always a Panther. Richard Rome, our treasurer as well. It's been a busy year and will continue to be a busy year. You know, we went to district representation and we are about to finalize that transition with this election cycle. So all 6 districts will have elected their own individual representatives. The mayor is still elected at large, but this will actually close off a 2-year path to get from transition 1, 2-year ago election when we elected the first district people, and now we're finishing it all up. So So it's quite the transition, but I will say as well, I think it's great to have perspectives from folks that live in different parts of the community to make sure all interests are represented and well represented at that. I think, you know what, I'm going to do you guys a big favor because it's not lost on me that I'm the last thing between you guys and cocktails. So what I'm going to do is they're going to show a little video next about businesses and things going on in Orange. I'll be back in a minute. I promise I won't go outside.
Orange is a city on the move. From manufacturing to retail, professional services to world-class medical care, our city is open for business.
Hi, I'm Todd Klug. I'm the General Manager here at Ray's Coca-Cola Bottling Company in Orange, California. We are the proud distributor of Coca-Cola products here in Orange County and centered here in Orange. We're primarily focused in California, Nevada, along with the Midwest. It's when the first soda fountain opened up in Old Town. We were there. This facility in Orange opened in 1986. That's when we first came to the city of Orange and have been doing business here ever since. The consumers and the customers are the fabric of who we are and how we serve. It's not just we service the community, we are the community.
We're very grateful for the City of Orange. Hi, I'm Rick Fraser, CEO of Rodrigo's Mexican Grill in the City of Orange. My parents met and got married in the City of Orange. Hi, welcome to Rodrigo's Mexican Grill. And I introduced my dad to the owner of Don Jose's, opened up a Mexican restaurant in Cantella in Orange, and this is the location under the name Don Jose's, and then we transitioned over to the name Rodrigo's. Rodrigo's is very involved in the Orange community. We do fundraisers, we do charity work. If you need a fundraiser, just let us know and we can set something up for you. Our whole family is grateful for the City of Orange. It's a fantastic place to grow up. It's a great place to do business.
Our medical community is on the move too. Both CHOP Children's and Providence St. Joseph are expanding to meet the future needs of our community. When finished, both of these new buildings will serve patients for generations to come.
Hi, I'm Trey Selman with Selman Chevrolet. This year we're proudly celebrating our 70th anniversary. Since Selman Chevrolet opened in 1952, we have tried hard to support the local community. We're very involved in both the educational and youth sports programs throughout the city. Thank you for all the years of supporting our business. We've tried to be a great partner to the community and continue to support the community that has supported us.
Hi, I'm Paul Shin, General Manager at Thompson Building Materials. We are a building materials supplier. We have been in business since 1962. We moved to Orange in 1969. We've been servicing our community for 60 years. We were recognized by the City of Orange as Large Business of the Year in 2021, and we could not have achieved that without all the great people in our community. We are a very proud business partner with City of Orange. We are all about relationship here.
As we move into the future, our business community moves with us. Together, there is nothing we can't do. We are Orange.
Those are just a few of the great stories of businesses that have prospered in the City of Orange, continue to invest in the City of Orange, and make Orange that quality place to live, work, and raise a family. I want to touch on some of the departments and some of the accomplishments that have gone on this past year. Community development led this year by interim Susan Galvin, and she's actually back in the city manager's office now, but instituted a partnership with the Orange Chamber, collaborating on programs and initiatives that support the business community, the Old Town Focus Group, merchants, owners to develop solutions around parking and enhancing the economic viability of Old Town while balancing the needs of the neighborhood around them, both short-term and long-term. An interactive virtual directory of Old Town Orange businesses featuring point-to-point directions as well. And design standards and in the environmental assessment currently going on. We had the Paseo. It worked wonders during the pandemic. We want to see what we can have learned from that and see if there are parts of it that may be applied seasonally or otherwise to the plaza as lessons learned. Try to make lemonade out of the lemon, so to speak, with the pandemic. There were a number of housing projects as well that have gone through the approval cycles and the rest. Valencia Gardens, groundbreaking is coming up. Catella Terrace, there's an allocation of home funds to the Orange Senior Housing for that 74-unit senior affordable project. The La Vida houses, that's home aid, 6 units in the conversion to workforce housing of 3 apartment centers in West Orange. So that's over 800 units of affordable and workforce housing just in the last year in the city of Orange. They extended and upgraded the web-based story map and walking tours of the Plaza Historic District as well. And if you haven't seen that online, take a minute and take a look at it because the whole thing is very well done, and it also gives a virtual cultural history tour. On the one on the right is the Cypress Barrio. You know, all of our health businesses and hospitals and treatment centers in Orange are first class, and we're so fortunate 2 of them were recognized just a minute ago. Well deserved, and congratulations to both of those. I want to say a special thank you to Jeremy Zock from Providence, and also Jenna Jensen. I know she's here in the audience somewhere, and I want to say thanks to her and her teams as well, Rachel Rolnicki and the rest. It's assuring to know that if you get ill or if you have a family member or a friend that needs help, that you can get that world-class treatment in Orange. I do want to mention, too, Chad Lefteris from UCI invited me over to visit a new health center for innovative therapies at UCI. Being a research hospital, they can do advanced research on new treatments, new solutions to deal with everything from Alzheimer's to cancer to COVID. And this allows them to do the research, but also provide opportunities for people that need the treatment and are willing to sign up for the part of the research of the treatment to get really state-of-the-art, brand new treatments that aren't available anywhere else in the country. And that, again, is UCI investing in the city of Orange. So for me, all of that is just an outstanding situation. Whole bunch of projects as well, investment with everything from what we've already talked about with St. Joseph's, Providence, the Medical Office Center, the Richland, Valencia Gardens I mentioned, the Park Plaza Memory Care, Grove Residential Specific Plan, Express Car Wash, the Next Burger Restaurant. These are all examples of businesses, large and small, investing in our city and recognizing the benefits that go along with that. I'm going to get out of the way, and we're going to run another video and talk a little bit more about what's going on in the city of Orange.
In a lot of ways, our city is like a beautiful garden. One generation tends it, and then hands the tools to another. And just like a garden, it takes planning, tending, and nurturing. And sometimes, long-planted seeds will sprout and bear fruit when you least expect it. Nearly 20 years in the making. The new fire headquarters and Fire Station 1 complex is now open. The new state-of-the-art facility on Chapman Avenue and Water Street will provide the Orange City Fire Department room for updated firefighting equipment and training requirements. It will also provide the ability to adapt to future needs well into the 21st century. The building even includes a brand new Orange Fire Museum. The Orange Police Department just added 2 new positions. A homeless outreach specialist is now out in our community, making contact with our displaced population and helping them get off the streets. 2 new jailers are hard at work in police headquarters, keeping things orderly and processing arrested individuals into the Orange County Sheriff's Central Jails. Each of these positions used to require police officers that took them away from their patrols for hours at a time. At City Hall, the Planning and Public Works public counter has reopened after an extensive renovation. Technology upgrades and workflow enhancements will allow staff to provide even better customer service. The availability and use of water has become an important topic in California. Here in Orange, our Public Works Department is working hard to meet our current and future needs. Orange gets more than 75% of its water from underground sources. The production of 2 new wells, which will reach deep underground to tap the aquifers under our city, are currently in process. Recently, the presence of microplastics in our water has become a source of concern across our planet. The Orange County Water District has partnered with Orange to build treatment plants in our city. These plants will treat the water to remove these microplastics from our water before it is delivered to Orange Water customers. Improvements to public infrastructure beyond Orange will also provide benefits to our residents and businesses.
Hello, I'm Darrell Johnson. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Orange County Transportation Authority, which is the county's transportation planning commission that's involved in all aspects of transportation here in Orange County. We've had a long, productive history with the City of Orange in making transportation improvements here, not only in the City of Orange, but in the whole region. A big part of our partnership with the City of Orange is Measure M2. A number of improvements have been made, local streets and roads improvements, signal synchronization improvements. We are working on improvements to the State Route 55 between the 405 and the 5, but we know that leads right into the City of Orange. It's a big, important arterial here in the center of Orange County.
This past summer, the intersection of Prospect Avenue and Spring Street got an important safety upgrade. This intersection serves as the entryway to Grijalva Park. The newly widened street now has dedicated left and right turn lanes, and the sidewalk has been extended north to border the park. We welcomed back residents to Handy Park, which had undergone a 6-month refresh. A new prefabricated building replaced the old mobile building, and the overhead sail shelter was replaced with a shade structure in the picnic area. The parking lot was rehabilitated with new paving, lighting upgrades, and new pedestrian walkways. Keeping a 134-year-old city looking and working its best is not easy. It takes hard work, good planning, and people who are dedicated to seeing Orange through the 21st century and beyond. Orange is not just a place, Orange is all of us.
Some stuff going on, huh? You know, the reference was to our police department, and Chief Adams, who was out here earlier to deliver the Pledge of Allegiance, runs a department that's second to none in my humble opinion. Calls for service, almost 90,000 calls, and 911 calls, the percentage that are answered within 10 seconds is above 98%. They talked about some of the new positions, but we've also added 11 new police officer positions that will be filled over the coming weeks. And last year alone, just in the last year since I talked to you last, we've had 38 new hires, including 22 sworn officers and 16 non-sworn positions. So clearly we're on the move. National Night Out. How many are CERT qualified here in the audience? Raise your hand if you're CERT qualified. That's a Citizens Emergency Response Team opportunity, and the classes are going on now, and we'll continue again the opportunities there, as well as the Citizens Police Academy. The Heart Team and Bike Team, they partnered with City of Orange Community Services, Public Works, Santa Ana PD, and the County of Orange Public Works to continue to conduct outreach and engagement to ensure safety at our parks, our city parks, and the water right-of-ways, and that's an ongoing effort. As well, our Field Services Division, Heart and Bike teams have developed ongoing collaboration with everybody from Orange County Mental Health, Be Well OC, the PERT team, that's Psychiatric Emergency and Response, and Crisis Assessment team to continue engagement with those that are displaced and try and find an opportunity for them and a pathway to a different trajectory and off the streets. And in fact, 95 individuals are currently in sheltered situations or treatment situations or both since we took over some of that activity earlier this year with the concentrated effort. So it's really making a difference in the community and the rest. I could go on and on there, but I'm going to stop. I'm going to stop there, and I want to talk a little bit about the homeless. And I mentioned before. Let's go back one slide. Sorry, Enrique. Thank you. By the way, Enrique in our technology department and clerk's office does a great job of presenting and putting the slides together and all, and he keeps me on pace. Is he doing okay so far? But the reason for this slide, I mentioned Be Well OC, but also Abound Food Care, the Hub OC, and countless other nonprofits have gotten involved in what a project I sort of refer to as the 517 project. And it is making a difference each and every day. Calls for service are down, but service to the community is up. And it's a winning combination. I'm very, very appreciative to all those that dedicate, volunteer, and make that occur as well. So now we can go forward, Enrique. Thank you. I wanted to throw up some other nonprofits. You all probably know most of these and can probably tell the stories. But it's just striking to me when you look, and literally I could put 100 more up here. I just picked 6 that I've had somebody or involved with in the last 4 weeks, okay? All these are in the last 4 weeks. Orange Homegrown, 825 volunteers. What you may not know, though, is they've donated almost 30,000 pounds of food and $50,000 in CalFresh and Market Match funds for those that are hungry out of the farm, out of the farmer's market. And this is a partnership with Chapman University. Every Saturday when you come to the farmer's market, Chapman University is the host. And these folks are the volunteers that put it all together. I don't have to tell you about Assistance League of Orange. We talked about it last year. I see Margaret down front. She's smiling from ear to ear. But again, we know about Operation School Bell. We probably know about the thrift shop. But did you know volunteer hours this year, 39,000 of them. 39,000. And over almost $400,000 committed to charity. Quiet. They just go about their business and make stuff happen. Friendly Center, 780 households, $415,000 worth of food, and 296 families with ongoing assistance to try and make ends meet in a tough environment for them. The Less Than Act Free Clinic, they were mentioned earlier, 40,000 total visits for medical, dental, vision, 255 volunteers that provide services, professionals, and 148 volunteer students. And here's another individual that came forward when we needed help on the 517 project and said, hey, we can help you provide doctors for folks that need care down there. We've got dentists, and oh, by the way, we have ophthalmologists and optometrists, and we have a mobile van that will grind glasses while you wait in 10 minutes. Quietly operated on Chapman Avenue for years, and a wonderful organization. Home Aid, I mentioned La Vida Village, the 6-unit project on La Vida. But what I didn't mention is literally almost 1.3 million critically essential items for families that are having a tough time make it here in the Orange County area. And then Love Orange, last Saturday they had their service day in the city of Orange. It's a collaboration of faith-based and nonprofits that get together, identify targets of need, do service projects, and then every other year they have 500 high school students come in from around the country, and do a couple days of workshops as to why it's important to volunteer, why it's important to be active in your community, and then they go out and do service projects in the community with them as well. So they're yet another great component that makes the City of Orange what it is today. Let's talk about HR. You know, every department head tells me everything starts with them, by the way. And that's good to have that approach. But I would submit to you that if you can't hire the best and maintain the best in employees, you have a whole lot of other problems. Do I have an amen to that for the business community out there? Monica Espinosa and her team, think of this, 100 recruitments, almost 7,000 employment applications, qualified 672 candidates, and hired 131 new employees. Just this is calendar year this year. She's not done yet working, and I threw it on the floor. And also background checks, where required, does all the background checking for that as well. So I wanted to be sure you saw her and her team, because I think they do an extraordinary job of hiring the best and brightest for us to serve in the City of Orange. Let's go on to fire. 16,000 incidents, that's a 10% increase. Basically what happened was it dropped off during the pandemic and came right back up. From 2020 to here, it's just under 10.5%. But they've also responded to 22 state mission fires throughout the state of California and Oregon this year as well. That's the new part of the job, the mutual aid and providing backup support for other areas. It used to be a couple times a year maybe, but it's 22 times this year already. They've hired 13 new firefighters. They talked about the ambulance operators and the importance of that. We talked a little bit about the new headquarters. Okay, I got to point something out. I'm sorry, I got to break off script here a little bit. You ever notice when there's a group picture, and I'm talking about the one on the left, or excuse me, the one on my right, your left, okay? There's always somebody that tries to stick out, right? Now, who, in your opinion, looks a little different in the center of the picture with the Stars and Stripes shorts on? Okay? Well, that's our deputy chief, all right? And so there's a proud tradition in the fire department, if we say it's so, that he's sticking out in that picture and deserves special credit. He gets to buy pie and ice cream for the whole department. So what do you think? Can I have a round of applause? All right. I don't think he's here, but you all have to vouch for me when we because I'm sure I'll be getting a text here in a couple minutes. But we opened the station. Actually, it was yesterday that we had the public opening, and that's another great example of a team effort. Literally every department in the city teamed up with the fire department to work through the planning, to work through the contracting, to find the right sources, to find the right plan, and design a world-class station that's going to serve for the next 50 to 60 years at minimum. And this is a great example of that. Here's something that blows me away. The contractors that we selected did this in early 2020. Anybody remember what was happening about then? Anybody heard about construction costs? That inflation thing they keep talking about, right? That you see when you go fill up your gas like I did this morning at $6.60 a gallon. Well, they not only bid it, they held to the bid and they held to the schedule. So literally what was bid in 2020, this was constructed for. And in fact, on top of that, with our finance department being on top of the funding and the bonds to build it, we actually saved money in the long run. And frankly, it's built for about $10 million less than if we were to go out today and bond it and start over again. So it's an extraordinary job all the way through. I do want to talk one other thing about the fire department. In the next picture, Querétaro, Mexico is a sister city of the city of Orange and has been for a number of years. And we donate our excessed, retired is a polite way to say it, but our rigs that are no longer able to provide services either legally or otherwise. based on state regulation. We take those rigs, as well as things as simple as turnouts that are no longer able to be used in, again, state requirements. You have to rotate those. Fire hose, ladders. Querétaro is a private fire department. There's no government funding. And it's very rewarding. The guys tell me, and actually John Dimitru went down the last time with them, one of my colleagues, and they literally saw a fire, got called, and rode a fire, and here rolls up 2 of the old orange apparatus and turnouts that had orange painted out and the rest, and they're using them for life-saving skills each and every day down there. So got a chance to meet the president of the fire board and some of her associates when they came up to receive the rig. And I'm not sure, is there one more picture for Querétaro or no? That might be the only one. What I was going to tell you is part of the proud tradition in fire department, police department, any sort of public safety organization is history. And Scott Conniff just retired from Orange Fire after, I believe it was 31 or 32 years. They dedicated this particular rig to him because his dad initiated the sister city relationship and the exchange of fire equipment, Gary Conniff. Is that right? Have I got that right, John? I see you down there now. Yes? And so it was particularly poignant on this particular case because this particular engine went down as well and has a combination of the orange ID and the Conniff family recognition, as well as going into service, daily service for the citizens down there. Well, who should we talk about next? Let's see. Let's talk about Public Works. You heard about the right turn lane and Prospect and Spring. There's a reason for that. You probably have heard we have visioning going on for at least 3 additional resources out at Grijalva Park. And so in order to do that, in order to ensure the safe entrance and exit, ingress and egress as they call it in the official terms, this project was very, very necessary. But I'm looking forward next year to begin some of the additional visioning work on a community arts theater, Go Cat. You can clap for that. We have big shoes to try and fill some of because this place is pretty world class right here, don't you think, Musco? Yeah, but you can, yes, you can clap for that too. I agree. But also a combination, a multi-generational community center with library resources, exercise resources, meeting facilities, and the rest. And then also there's a move afoot that folks would like to have some sort of a skate park in Orange, and there's space on that particular facility for that as well. These are projects that will require private funding as well as public funding, but it's, again, things that are on our scope moving forward, and we'll see which comes first and how quickly we can get rolling on that. I digress just a little bit. Don't worry, Leslie, I won't leave you out, I promise. But a bunch of other things that Public Works is involved with, but stuff near and dear to my heart. Over 90,000 square feet of graffiti have been removed in the public right-of-way this year. 12,000 square feet of sidewalk, 3,500 linear feet in curb and gutter, ramps, 1.4 miles of sewer replacement. And I'm happy to say, and it comes with OCTA as well, Orange County has the absolute best pavement condition index in the state, and we're in the top 25% as well. And that's Public Works at their best with a rating out of 100 of 82.7. So I guess that, if I remember correctly, that's a B, right? Just barely. So we got still opportunity for improvement, but we're working hard at it. I'm glad to see OCTA up there. If you want to think back, where were you in 1972? And don't say I wasn't born yet, okay? 1972, OC Bus started, or what was the premonition of OC Bus. 5 buses leased to serve the entire county of Orange in 1972. They ran on diesel, smelled really good, I bet. And you know the air conditioning? It's mechanical. You open the windows and drive 55 miles an hour. Move forward 50 years, alternate fuel, electric buses, 500 plus buses serving on any particular day. So we got together a week ago Monday, and there's the current board, a number of previous board members, and I'm not sure if I can see him in the picture. I think he's over on the right. The original leader, I believe he had CEO as a title. Daryl Johnson's the CEO now, but back then he took over at the very first establishment of the bus service in Orange. He flew in from New Zealand so he could celebrate with us, and it was really, really special. What's next, Enrique? Do we have... Wait a second, I think we might have... Do we have a video? Sorry, I'm lost. Look at that. See, we got a video. I'll be back.
Orange is about family. Orange is about community. Orange is about caring for our past. And working today to make a better tomorrow. Our parks are among our city's crown jewels. In March, community volunteers came out to both Yorba and Grijalva parks to plant 65 trees as part of a statewide initiative to amplify the urban forest in California. At Hart Park, a $2 million federal grant will go towards the construction of a new pickleball facility. This project will also include lighting, a fitness circuit, walkways, and other new amenities. Our community events have delighted generations of our residents, like the Orange May Parade, which returned this year after a 2-year hiatus.
Come on down to the City of Orange May Parade!
Or our concerts in the park, treats in the streets, the Orange Public Library Comic Convention, or our tree lighting and candlelight choir procession. Orange is also home to world-class schools.
Hello, I'm Gun-Marie Hansen, Superintendent of Orange Unified School District, your award-winning public schools in the City of Orange. We are very proud of the work that we do in Orange Unified in adapting to the needs of our community. Recently, we completed the Science STEM Center at El Medina High School. We also just completed the El Medina Aquatic Center after a long renovation period. Orange High School also has a STEM Center with state-of-the-art facilities on their campus. Here at Orange Unified, we are very proud of our academic programs and our ability to meet the needs of our community.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tina Arias Miller. I'm Board President of the Rancho Santiago Community College District Board of Trustees. Community colleges are a vital part of the community because they're the only higher education system that impacts all segments of a community. We partner with several agencies, including the Orange Water Division, to develop our water science program that prepares our students to walk in ready to do their job as professionals. We're currently working to launch a new program which will allow us to be able to offer a bachelor's degree in water sciences. SCC looks forward to cultivating our partnerships with the City of Orange and the Chamber of Commerce, supporting their events and being an active participant in this great city.
Hi, I'm Armand, and this is FU, and we're here today at Chapman University. FU is not only used as public outreach, we also use FU for research in an effort to explore the different facets of computer science, engineering, and data science. We hope to bring students into our campus and explore other facets that we can use with FU, along with creating an awesome environment for those who are curious just to come and learn and explore.
Our community, vibrant, alive, and full of possibilities. We are Orange. Welcome home.
All right. Again, great examples of what's going on in Orange, our educational community, and the fact that people want to collaborate, come together, and do great things for the city of Orange. I do want to chat a little bit about our libraries, led by Dave Curtis. Sorry, excuse me one second. There's supposed to be some water around here. Wait a minute. Hey, Fu. You shouldn't have. Thank you. And look, it's orange water also, by the way. Good job, buddy. What? You want something? You want to watch the rest of the show? There's an old story about not doing things with animal acts or children, right? You've been talking to Harley again, my dog, haven't you? Okay, here's a little memory chip for you. You got it? Hold on. Open up again. Try it again. There you go. Take it with you, all right? It's good to see you. Kind of amazing when you think about it, right? That is not your erector set robot that we all built in the 60s and 70s. It's amazing the technology in that, including the gyros, the balance, the perspectives it has, the cameras it has on it, the dexterity it has. And it's really going a long way to provide hands-on learning at Chapman University for technologies that's going to serve the next generation and beyond. So I couldn't help and resist having them as a part, and Chapman was a great partner and said, absolutely, you can have Fu at your disposal. So let's talk about libraries. All of the homework centers and the branch libraries have gone back to full-time hours and operating. We also have celebrated local history with Heritage Days and the 75 years of equal rights, Mendez versus Westminster program, 75 years ago. They do classes for DIY photo preservation, oral history workshops, collaboration with other city departments, and local historical groups as well. One thing I would encourage, if you have a family member or somebody that's lived in Orange for a long time or has a particular perspective or story, if you don't have a way to capture that oral history, contact us in the History Center and we'll set it up so you will be able to do that. It's incredibly valuable and incredibly important to capture those stories while we have the opportunity to hear them firsthand. And I would encourage you to do that. Our archives are growing dramatically, but we want your help in making them get that much bigger as well. Volunteer hours, I keep harping on it, but to me, these numbers always astound me. In all departments in the city of Orange, the grand total so far is 12,133 volunteer hours. These are people that take time out of their own lives to come work at library, fire department, behind the counters, police department, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I just want to say thank you to those of you in the room that do that. Thanks for what you do. We also have an adult literacy program that has had 358 session hours so far, and continues to provide a very important service for those that are improving their skills, improving their abilities to be more competitive at work and in life in general. So with that, Leslie, remember when I promised I wouldn't forget you? Oh, look, it's community services. I'm going to give a commercial right up front, and that is there's a special event October the 21st, Monday night. John Dimitri's smiling because this is in District 2 at El Camino Park. We're doing a movie night. It's the first one of those that we are trying. Obviously, we like our special events, whether it's 3rd of July, concerts in the park that you saw earlier, treats in the streets, Veterans Day, tree lighting, all those are back. But we have a reinstated Park Planning and Community Events Commission, and they're doing a really good job of coming up with ideas and expanding the thought process of what can we do for get-togethers for community events and having them out in the community. So I wanted a special shout out for them because the movie night in the park is a good example of that. We talked about, and Congressman Correa, I believe, is here, or representatives are here. I just wanted to say thank you again for the Hart Park monies. It's incredibly important. Hart Park's one of the jewels in our community. And the pickleball park got a lot of PR, certainly, but the improvements to that park, including acquisition, quite candidly, of a piece of the park that had been on a long-term lease, believe it or not, was all a part of this. And Lou went to bat for us and brought it home for West Orange. So thank you to Congressman Correa for that. I mentioned earlier the 517 project, and we talked a little bit about what it is and why it is, but community services has really been the umbrella that's taken that activity over on Struck, and there was never a question of if it was going to be done, it was when do you want us to start, and I really applaud the entire community services department for delivering a world-class solution to a very challenging problem, and to the delight of many, many folks, both patrons of the service as well as Judge Carter in federal court. So it's a win-win when you got both sides of the equation happy. So thank you to that. And that's due to the able leadership of Leslie Hardy, who's right down there in the front. Next up, I believe, yes, it's time for talk about city clerks again. I talked about Pamela earlier and some of the things going on. If you're ready to travel, they do passport service as well as the archiving and the rest of the things for the city. And you can go right down there and get your passport done. I think Pamela does it. You provide overnight service, right, Pamela? No, I'm joking. That was a joke. She just ran back to try to see if she could try and get things started. Launched a new website. The ability to communicate more effectively with more people goes without saying. And the website with the streamlined design as well as the access points that are available. And also, I don't have my phone on me, I left it in the back. Does everybody have the 24/7 app on their phones? If not, please put it on and please communicate with us. If you see something that needs our attention or if you see something you think is a good idea, take a quick photo of it. You can do it anonymously or you can do it with looking for a response and the rest. And if you use that app, it will get out to any one of the departments involved on a very timely basis for reaction purposes. So it's something that's very helpful to us. It just expands the eyes and ears for everybody from all the departments of the city, which can't be everywhere at once, 700 or so people, right? But with all of your help, it just broadens that out, and the response times are really amazing. I think this year so far it's about 1,500 individual requests, and the typical turnaround time is less than 2 days. So you see something, graffiti, it's a great example for that. Something that is parked too long, something that needs attention, trip and fall, safety hazard, anything. And if you see good stuff, we like those too, right? So go ahead, take the pictures and the rest, and please help us make the city of Orange even that much better. With that, we'll go on to another important department. Will, this is the picture you wanted me to put up, right, Will? Will Colball leads our finance and administration departments. He's also an assistant city manager. Anything you can think of and a bunch of things you won't think of. Utilities, business licensing, purchase of anything, payables of anything, transportation occupancy tax, both collection and audit, and even implementing new programs like for short-term rentals. And by the way, this particular program, a bit controversial, but people are registered. We have a code of conduct that they're abiding by. The calls for service have gone way down, and it also has delivered almost $600,000 in TOT tax to the city of Orange just since its inception this year. That's 125 locations, almost 600K. So it's a win-win-win, but it's something that is challenging to start and get through, and I appreciate all of the effort from the finance and administration departments to try and make that as smooth a process as possible. Now, Gary Sheets is probably sitting there going, he said, everybody except for me. So we saved Gary Sheets. He wore his special tie that day. And he's our city attorney. And with the turbulence of the times, with the pandemic, with the state trying to take away all the responsibility and rights, I'm sorry, I've had my back to you guys, I apologize. But all the rights away from us being able to make sure that Orange stays a community that people want to live in, people want to invest in, people want to raise their families in. We throw an awful lot of responsibility on Gary Sheets and his city attorney's team to draft ordinances, and sometimes the council has a great idea or vision, but we have absolutely no clue how you can do it legally. And we're not suggesting anything illegal, but what I'm saying is you've got to take a concept that is sort of like a bowl of fruit and figure out how to make the fruit salad out of it and make something that will actually work and actually stand up in court. And whether you talk about the state actions that I mentioned, whether you talk about short-term rental ordinance that I mentioned, whether you talk about the court cases around the 517 project, Gary and his team were always there, and I would submit he's one of the keys to why we are where we are today in the city of Orange. So Gary, thank you very much. So looking ahead, the council and I plan to continue doing what we're doing, keeping Orange a place that is important on everybody's mind, foremost of thought related to quality of life, related to new businesses, related to raising a family, and being business friendly, because everybody recognizes it, or you should. Oh, it said presenter, please stand here. Sorry, I was supposed to be over here. The business and their energy and their provision of either sales tax, jobs, employment, or the rest, that's the heart of the city that makes everything go. We're fortunate that our sales tax numbers are up, our property tax numbers are up, but it's not an accident. It's a concerted effort between folks like the Chamber of Commerce, between businesses in Orange, large and small, that when times were tough with the pandemic, we were getting together and trying to figure out, gosh, what can we do? And, the outdoor dining thing, everybody gets a lot of talk about, but there was a whole bunch of different things that came to light out of that emergency. And like I like to say, if you got a bad situation, let's figure out what we did learn out of it that's good, and let's continue to use it, right? So I'm privileged to be the mayor of my hometown, and I want to say thank you very much. God bless Orange.